Hey folks, it's Stu from Evolution Unleashed. Today, we're going to compare ChatGPT Plus with Gemini Advanced and work out once and for all which model is better. Now look, there's a ton of content out there saying one is better or the other is better. There's a lot of hate for ChatGPT given that it's slow, and some people say it's too woke and doesn't do the things that it used to be able to do. And look, we understand there's hardware limitations holding back the entire AI industry right now. But at the end of the day, we still need to use the tools as they are today in the best possible way to create impact. So it's important to understand the capabilities of each of these models so we know to use the right one, or the one that's going to give us the best possible outputs, which is what I'm really concerned about, is getting that golden output. So what I've done, created a comparison document, which I'm going to share with you, and we're going to test Gemini versus ChatGPT across three key metrics or three key areas. The first one is writing, which is the predominant use case that most of you are using these models for, right? Articles, blogs, content for social media. So we're going to put it through its writing paces. Then we're going to look at how well it does research, because I know many of you are using it for that as well. And then lastly, we're going to look at it in terms of education and learning and how well it can sort of align learning to our learning styles. So we're going to give each model the identical prompt in each of these three categories. We're going to compare the output. I'm going to give you the document, and you can make up your own mind. So let's go see who's going to win the head-to-head battle between ChatGPT Plus and Gemini Advanced. Let's go. So here's the document we've put together. And you'll see on the left in the menu, if you can't see that, folks, by the way, just click the show document outline, and that'll bring up the menu so you can quickly navigate this document. It's quite long, lots of outputs. So we wanted to find out sort of how they run. So we've got an article writing. And to be fair, I've given you the exact prompts I've used as well, which are really cool prompts that you might find very useful, especially this one, which is our most shared prompt, our most popular prompt of all time. And this, we're going to put it through its paces and ask it to write an article about the personalized output, unlocking the true power of AI, which is a topic very dear to my heart right now. So look, I'm not going to read you the whole prompt, but then what I've done is I've just taken the very first output. I haven't regenerated. I've formatted, obviously, so it looks the same. Both have, formatting issues, so I formatted them, but I've not amended any of the text or the outputs. So I've included the word counts here, and I've given you the full article. And you can go through and have a look which one you like best. Now, I can tell you immediately that the Gemini output is much, much easier to read. It writes really, really well. I'll give it that. However, I also thought, and this is my personal opinion, you get to make up your own because this document's down in the description, folks. You can have a look. The personal touch and AI development, I think it gave better information. It just didn't present it very nicely. It's very robotic the way ChatGPT writes. We all can recognize ChatGPT content a mile away, and that's due to certain embedded characteristics that it's picked up in its training data, because it's trained on lots of academia and scientific papers, which have lots of formal structure and writing language, and it's kind of spilled through into ChatGPT's writing style. So Gemini writes more naturally, but I think subject matter I would award to ChatGPT. But of course, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below. You can read it and make up your own mind. Okay, target market research. As a marketer, we used to spend 3 to 4 weeks just researching a target market for our clients. And it is a very critical piece of information, especially in the age of AI, because now we can actually align our marketing messages with AI to our target market so that it resonates most powerfully with the people we want to reach, which is really incredible use case. So I've got a persona prompt here. Again, you can read through the prompt. Look, if you want to learn how to do these prompts, there's a link at the bottom which will show you how to build this stuff. We've got some free training as well. But for now, we just want to create 3 personas, and we want to look at their top challenges and pain points, 2 core emotional drivers that we can appeal to with a very brief explanation of each. For each persona, please also identify 2 of the 3 most important values and beliefs they hold that are relevant to my offer. And for each persona, please outline the top objections they may have to my offer, okay? And then maybe give us a potential short marketing message that's about 2 to 3 messages, so I can just see how it aligns to the target market. And for the purpose of this, I've made up an example, folks, same one we've used in our Foundations of Marketing Accelerator frameworks. And so we've said that my high-level market is busy entrepreneurs, business owners, and high-paid executives. We want the model to assume the role of a marketing expert, so this is going to focus on client acquisition. And how do I help them? I help them overcome the last barrier of success, their personal health, in a way that's easy to build into the busy lives. So basically, our target market is busy entrepreneurs and executives and business owners that don't have time to work out or don't prioritize their health, but understand that they need to and want to. Okay, and then you can read all the rest there, but I just want to give you that, how I've structured that so you understand the outputs. So here are the outputs. Now, this time I can't do side by side because it's in a table. So you'll be able to have a look at each. So ChatGPT I thought was pretty good. Alex Johnson, Priya Singh, and Michael Thompson, 38, 45, and 52. So it's given us 3 individual personas, and it's given us their hobbies and interests. Interesting challenges and pain points. No time for regular workouts. Struggles with meal planning and healthy eating due to a busy schedule. Now, this is one I've personally struggled with. I get this one, right? So I've hired a nutritionist to help me as part of my journey into the AI optimized life. More on that content later. So yeah, poor Alex. But Priya, she has stress management issues and travels a lot, so finds it hard to get some consistency in a routine. And then poor Michael, he's balancing personal health with professional demands and finding age-appropriate health routines that fit his lifestyle given he's a bit older. Okay, so we can look at the challenges, their emotional drivers, their values and beliefs, the common objections, and then the marketing message. So for Alex, who is into running, podcasts, and entrepreneurship and cooking, he's too busy, he doesn't plan his meals. Transform your health and the time it takes to listen to your favorite podcast. So look, it's already personalized to him. I think that's quite brilliant, actually. Our bespoke health solutions fit seamlessly into your entrepreneurial lifestyle, empowering you to achieve peak performance without compromise. Whereas for Priya, achieve the ultimate balance, elevate your health as you would conquer the world. Conquer the world. She's out traveling. Very clever. Tailored for your dynamic executive, our program adapts to your bustling schedule, ensuring wellness travels with you. That is actually really clever marketing. Okay, so you can read the rest. Now let's go see how Gemini performed, because people have told me it's great at research. Well, we have to give a big red raspberry to Gemini because this is pretty poor. It still gave us 3 people, Dave Thompson, Sarah Wilson, and Alex Martinez, 42, 38, 51, similar age groups, which is interesting. But look how limited the outputs are. It's still okay, emotional drivers. It's just very bullet pointy. And it didn't give me any marketing messages, but it did add this. Let's break down why these personas work. And then it gives you a little bit of information. But it didn't really give, I found this was a lot less comprehensive, didn't really explain it, and it was very high level. So unfortunately, Gemini, in terms of researching target market, at least with this prompt, didn't do such a good job. So let's see if it can redeem itself in education and learning. Now, one of the best use cases for AI that many of you haven't clicked to yet is to personalize learning to your learning style. Now, you can go to 16personalities.com, which I've got here, a link to in this document, and you can calculate your Myers-Briggs score. Now, I'm an INTP-A, which is my score, and I'm going to ask both models to align a topic on time management and teach me about it, tailored to that learning style, okay? Because we all have different learning styles. We all learn differently. And one of the exciting things is we can tailor the output so it resonates with our learning style. So when you run these prompts for yourself, if you want to, be sure to first put in your own INTP score. So you'll see here's my Myers-Briggs type indicator. You'll put your own in here, or you're going to get output that will resonate with me, but probably not with you unless you're the same as me. Okay, the topic I want to learn about is how to incorporate time management into my busy routines, my current level of understanding. I'm a relative beginner when it comes to time management. So you want to tell it your sort of level of understanding, the topic you want. What's my objective? To create learning material that's aligned to my Myers-Briggs type indicator in order to help me learn efficiently. So this is just our prompt structure, folks: role, context, objective, guidelines, and presentation. You can learn all about that. I've got some links at the bottom of this document, which will give you some free training on how to construct prompts like this. Anyway, back to the topic. Here's the guidelines: make the learning fun and engaging, ensure I'm able to absorb the key concepts and required to gain mastery of the topic, provide a good mix of learning materials, including exercises and tasks, write in a style that is most likely to resonate with someone with my Myers-Briggs type indicator, which is INTPA, and provide achievable milestones, be detailed and comprehensive. Ensure you use analogies and metaphors where necessary to expand and explain the concepts. So once again, we can now put the output side by side. You can see the word count here. ChatGPT, which is slightly ahead, but pretty similar in word count. So we've got a similar amount of output. And then we can read. So both of them decided to tell me what my learning style is as an INTP, which was really interesting. And again, I really like the way that Gemini writes. I thought this was actually quite good. And then it went into the training. So we've got the philosophy of time management versus the why, your personalized learning plan. So I'll just scroll through this. This one has 3 or 4 modules and 8 lessons, I think. Lesson 4, module 3, lesson 6, module 8, module 4, lesson 7, lesson 8, the milestones, the conclusion. Oh, and we're way back up here. Now I've read through these, and I have to say that ChatGPT gave me more information, whereas Gemini told me what to do more. Go learn this, go do that. So it's hard to sort of decide which one would win. I think if I was presented with both, I'd be happy. But I think in terms of comprehension and depth, ChatGPT has the edge over Gemini. So folks, that's 3 key areas that we've looked at: article writing, target market research, education and learning. And then I wrote a conclusion. But again, why not take the opportunity to see how both these models rewrite? So what I did is I just hastily wrote out my thoughts, a bit messy. You can actually see them. I've got them in the prompt. And then I just asked both models identically to rewrite my conclusion. Okay, so here's the prompt I wrote. Here's my conclusion here. And then I asked it to write it in a very naturally sounding way using simple language that appeals to the lowest common denominators in terms of readers, so it's easy to read and understand, reading grade levels, blah, blah, prompt engineering. You can learn all that stuff if you want, but here's the output. And now this was a huge difference. So 340 words versus 139. And I have to say, I really liked how ChatGPT balanced everything. Both came up with similar output, but I think I liked ChatGPT's depth better. But again, the writing style for Gemini was better. Now, folks, at the end of this document, I've got some free gifts for you as well. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. It's always worthwhile here because we never know what we're going to throw in. We've got a new Project U Decoded, which is going to help you align ChatGPT not just to your learning style, but to your wiring, your DNA, your mindset, your values, your personality traits, and more. Very powerful use case. A free custom GPT building guide, because custom GPTs are going to transform the way we use AI models, and they're all going to start communicating with each other. Very exciting. There's a very complex guide that I'm giving you. And of course, how do you make cool studios like this? I've got a video coming out later in the week on this that's going to walk you through it, but there's also a document here that you can access. And lastly, I'd like to invite you, if you haven't seen it already, we have a wonderful community in Facebook where you'll get a whole bunch of really cool resources, including the prompt structure training for free that I've used in today's prompts. So folks, what is my conclusion after running these comparisons? Well, you can read my conclusion in the document, but I have to say ChatGPT, at least for these 3 use cases, was far better. Where Gemini shone was in its natural writing style, where ChatGPT shone was in its depth and nuanced information. So if I had to pick one or the other only, I would clearly go with ChatGPT. I'm actually able to change the way it writes to a point through prompt engineering, so I can mitigate a lot of the issues that ChatGPT has. Whereas Gemini, you can't just make it get smarter, or you can't make it do better than what we've already got it to do. So my conclusion, ChatGPT is the winner, but Gemini is getting closer and still has a lot of very interesting use cases, especially when it comes to writing. Put it this way, if you're having to churn out 500 articles a month, I would just use Gemini because it's going to save you generating in ChatGPT, having to then put it into Gemini, having to get it to rewrite. You can just throw the article writing prompt into Gemini. The article is still pretty good. And for SEO, that article writing prompt was SEO optimized, detail. But that'll help you sort of generate a lot of articles. So again, it really depends on your use case. For me, ChatGPT wins. So folks, I hope you've enjoyed this quick exploration between these two models, and I'll see you in the next video with some more really cool information.